It's lesson 3. How's your first week? I hope you've had a good one. This week we've learned how to look through a few of our workbooks. We've also learned about Blackboard and how to find your assignments in PE. And each week we will learn another piece of our curriculum until we have learned all of it and are ready to learn lots of wonderful standards and fun things this year. So let's look at our assignments in Blackboard for today. I'm logged in as Riker. I'm going to click on lesson 3 for today. You know how to do attendance. You just click on the link here, type in your name, and answer the question. For math, we're going to need our 2 math books, one for our math facts, the other for our Go Math. We're going to do a couple of pages and cut out our vocabulary card. So let me show you those. So we are on Thursday. Going to set our timer for 5 minutes, do as many as we can, and mark off how many we did. And then the difference on Thursday is if you flip the page over, there's something that says week 1 assessment. So it's similar as the others, just a lot more problems. Again, doesn't matter how many we do in our 5 minutes, we're just going to try our best, use our counters, whatever we need to do our adding plus 0 and 1, and do as many as we can and put our name and then how many do we get at the top. And so we're going to watch through the year, and I want to keep these in this workbook. You'll take pictures for me today, but I want to keep these in your workbook so you can look through the year and see how much faster you got on your math facts and how many you've learned. So it'll be fun to do these through the year. So you're going to do both the Thursday practice and then the assessment. I would do the Go Math pages in between the two. Do the 1 minute math, do your Go Math pages, and then come back and do the assessment, just so it's not back to back. But you can do whichever works for you, of course. So let's look at the Go Math pages that we're going to do today. And then I'll also show you where the flashcards are. So if we turn to pages 10 and 11, they look like this. We're just going to show what we know so far. And then after you do those 2 pages, if you turn it, there's not really a page number here, but go ahead and turn it, and you're going to see Chapter 1 Vocabulary. So there are dotted lines where to cut these out. The front has the vocabulary word, and the back has a picture, an example, to show what that vocabulary word means. So you're going to cut these out and put it in the envelope that you decorated for Chapter 1. If you'd like to put a paper clip on them to recognize that those are Chapter 1, you can, or you could just put them all in together. It's up to you. Now, this is the first time that we're seeing the computer icon here because we're going to learn the computer programs one at a time. This week was Blackboard. But I do have a link to a math movie. So just like the attendance, when you click on it, it's going, oh, just kidding. Usually it pops up and says you're going to a website outside of Blackboard, but this one just stayed inside for me. If it comes up for you, like the attendance where it lets you know if you're going outside of Blackboard, just click the link again. It will take you there. But these are quick, short, let's see, 3 minutes is this one. Quick, short little math movies that are in Go Math that are great. You're just going to push play. And like any movie, you're just going to click on the full screen button to make it full screen. All right. After the math movie, I would go ahead and do that week assessment for number 1 that I showed you for the math facts. I think it's better to separate the practice, doing some other pages. They did some cutting of vocabulary cards, watched a short movie, then come back and do the math facts page. You could also even do it the very last thing of the day. So up to you on how that works best for your student. Maybe they just want to do them all at one time. They just practice. They just want to do the assessment. Whatever works is the best way to do it. So looking at language arts now, we're going to take out our reading, writing companion book, 1.1 of course, we're in unit 1, and we're going to complete page 12. Let's see what that looks like. So page 12 is all about listening to Buckle My Shoe, acting it out, and then numbering the pictures in order. And in your Blackboard, I added a little link that will take you to a cute rendition of Buckle My Shoe. All right, so I'm going to close that. When you're done with that page and listening to that, we're going to talk about word walls. So a word wall can look like different things. Here are some examples that I posted here. And then let me go to my portfolio from first grade 2 years ago. So some students put on those trifold boards that you can buy at this store for like science projects, for example. And others have had it on the wall. This student put theirs on their wall. If you have a home classroom, this is great. If not, a trifold board is really nice because you can take it with you wherever you go. They made theirs like a big book. They put holes in strings so they could fold it up and just stick it in a closet or under a bed when it's not school time. So I have a lot of different trifold boards that worked well for people. Also, if you travel a lot or move around a lot or space is an issue, some students have done it in a little binder, and each page is a letter, and so they've made their word wall in a smaller format as well. So whatever works best for you, that is what we want to do. So looking back at Blackboard, I have two videos, one for the first grader to watch so they can learn all about what the word wall will be. And again, on any video, just click on this button here to make it full screen. And then the parents have a longer video, so I can help explain a little bit more about word walls. So you're going to, we're going to start our sight words next week, week 2. So I wanted today to be a good day for deciding how to create a word wall, putting that together so that when we start, that's what the index cards are for. You don't need a whole index card. You can just cut it in half lengthwise or hot dog style and put the words on that because we're going to have a lot of words, a lot more than in kindergarten where we just had, I believe it was 50 for our word cans. In first grade, we have a lot more words. So just cut them lengthwise. And it's great to do the word wall today. That way, next week, when we start to learn our sight words, our popcorn words, you already have your word wall ready to go. So because that'll take a little time, that's the last assignment for the day. And then your PE, if you haven't finished it yet, go ahead and get that finished today so that it's done for Mrs. Van Kooten for the end of the week. I'll also send a separate video for today about how to send in work since today's Thursday. And late in the afternoon, I'll send that checklist of work to turn in, and it's due by Sunday evening. So it gives you a few days to take pictures and upload those, and that will be a separate video. Thanks. Have a great Thursday.